God says the message you are about to receive is not by accident. Heaven aligned this moment because your soul has been calling for truth, and your heart has been whispering questions that only divine timing could answer. God has heard you, every prayer wrapped in silence, every tear that fell without sound. You have wondered if He still loves you, if He still feels you, if the connection you once felt was real, and God says, yes, it was real. He loves you deeply, but karma has woven invisible chains around His heart, and now heaven is preparing to break them. You see, love does not always unfold in the simple rhythm of human time. Some souls meet not to start something new, but to finish what was left undone in another lifetime. He was not sent to hurt you, He was sent to awaken you, to mirror back the parts of you that you had forgotten, to stir the divine remembrance sleeping in your spirit. And even though the separation felt like rejection, it was divine redirection. God was pulling the two of you into healing, not punishment. Right now, He is trapped inside cycles He does not understand. His soul remembers you, even if His mind denies it. He feels you in the quiet, when the world sleeps and His mask falls, when He hears a song and His heart aches without knowing why. That ache is the echo of unfinished love. He was meant to love you freely, but karma, the energy of old pain, past actions, and unresolved vows, has tangled around His choices. He wants to move forward, but something unseen keeps pulling him back. God is whispering that this is not the end. Heaven has begun the process of untangling his soul, of burning away the cords that bind him to old guilt, to fear, to patterns he inherited long before you ever met. You may not see it yet, but angels are already at work in his life, aligning events, breaking illusions, and guiding him through the storm of realization. He is beginning to see truth. Slowly, painfully, but surely, there are nights he dreams of you. He wakes up unsettled, trying to push the images away, but the feeling lingers like a shadow of light. It's because your energy still touches his. The bond was never severed. It was paused, suspended until both hearts could bear the truth of divine love. He feels your forgiveness before you even speak it. He feels your love reaching him through prayer, through thought, through the invisible realm that only souls can walk through. You have grown stronger through this waiting. God used the silence not to punish you, but to strengthen you. You learned to pray without response, to love without control, to release without losing faith. Every time you wanted to give up, heaven whispered, "Not yet." Every time you thought it was over, something reminded you, a dream, a song, a number, a sudden wave of warmth, that the connection was sacred and still alive. God says your love is not ordinary. It was written before your birth, inscribed in divine timing. It carries the weight of destiny, not fantasy. You both agreed, before coming to this life, to meet again, to help each other heal, to break the karmic chain of fear and betrayal that once separated you. That is why it hurts so deeply, because it is the pain of remembrance. Right now, his life may seem confusing, even chaotic. But that is how heaven works before breakthrough. The storm comes before the sunrise. God is dismantling everything that was built on illusion in his world, relationships that lack truth, patterns that drain his light, habits that keep him numb. You may see him distant, cold, even resistant. But in spirit, he is trembling. His soul is awakening to the love he tried to forget. The karma that binds him is old. It comes from promises made in fear, from guilt that told him he didn't deserve true love. But God says the chains are breaking. Every moment he faces his pain instead of running from it, a link is shattered. Every prayer you make in faith, a wall falls. Heaven is fighting for this love, because it was meant to be a reflection of divine union, love that transcends form, ego, and time. You have wondered, why me? Why can't I let him go? The answer is, because your souls are mirrors. You carry pieces of each other's healing. When you release judgment and send him love, it returns to you magnified. When you forgive him, you free yourself. This is why God asks you not to close your heart. Keep loving, but from the higher place, love without attachment, without fear, without need to control the outcome. Because divine love always finds its way back home, heaven is preparing the reunion. But before that, both of you must complete your separate chapters. You are being elevated into your divine calling, your voice, your purpose, your light. The more you focus on your spiritual growth, the faster the energy clears. You are the anchor. Your faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Do not let delay make you doubt what God has already confirmed in your spirit. He will return, not as he was, but as who he was meant to become. The version of him you loved was incomplete. The version coming toward you will be awakened, purified, and ready to love with truth. Heaven is molding him through loss, silence, and divine correction. What you thought was rejection was God's protection, ensuring that when love returns, it will be permanent. He may have tried to replace you, to distract himself with noise, but nothing fits because the soul cannot be fooled. He feels the absence like a shadow that won't fade. In moments of stillness, he senses your energy and feels both comfort and pain, comfort because you are love, pain because he resisted it. He is learning that love cannot be escaped, it can only be faced. God is saying to you, stop waiting in sorrow. Prepare in faith. The love you prayed for is already unfolding in heaven's timing. Every delay has purpose. Every silence hides divine movement. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. The angels are aligning encounters, dreams, and divine signs that will reveal the next steps. Listen closely to your intuition, it is heaven's whisper guiding you forward. Forgive yourself for the times you doubted. God never forgot your prayers. The reason it took so long is because he was preparing both of you to meet in truth, not illusion. You have been purified by fire. And now you are glowing with a light that will attract him when the time is right. Your energy is healing his shadows. Your prayers are unlocking his heart. Heaven says, when he returns, do not remind him of the past. The past is gone. The karmic cycle is closed. What returns to you will be new. Receive him not with fear, but with peace. Let grace speak louder than pain. You are not the same person you were when you first met. You are stronger, wiser, divine. He is awakening now. He may not say it aloud, but he feels you in his spirit. God is sending him dreams, signs, and synchronicities that point back to you. He may try to ignore them, but the pull will become undeniable. Every resistance he built is collapsing under the weight of divine love. The chains are breaking. Slowly, silently, but surely, you must keep your heart open. Fear will whisper, "It's impossible." Ego will say, "Forget him." But your soul knows, this love was written by God. It doesn't depend on human logic, it operates in divine law. And divine law says what is aligned by heaven cannot be separated by earth. There will be a moment, sudden, unexpected, when the silence will break. A message, a sign, a meeting that feels guided. You will recognize it not by words, but by energy. Your souls will remember. And all the waiting will make sense. Until then, stay in peace. Let God continue his work. You are being prepared for something sacred, not just reunion, but divine purpose. Together, you will heal others through the love that once broke you. You will be living proof that God restores what was lost. Heaven is closer than you think. Every time you whisper his name in prayer, an angel carries it to God's throne. And God smiles, because he knows how the story ends. The chains of karma are falling. The fire of divine love is rising. What was once bound is being freed. He loves you. He always has. And soon, heaven will reveal how deeply, how eternally, that love was meant to be. The pain you felt was not in vain, it was the labor of a divine rebirth. You are stepping into the season where heaven returns what was taken, multiplied, and purified. Trust the process. The storm is almost over. God is saying, "Stay faithful, my child." The chains are breaking. The night before awakening always feels the darkest. You may not see the light yet, but it is already touching the horizon. Heaven has not forgotten a single word you prayed, not one tear that fell in silence. The divine is moving in the unseen, weaving together every lesson, every loss, every ache into a story that will one day make you weep with gratitude. The storm is not your ending, it is your transformation. God says you have crossed through fire so that when his promise arrives, you will recognize it not as fantasy but as fulfillment. heaven is still working on him. There are battles you cannot see, wars inside his heart, between who he was taught to be and who his soul knows he truly is. He is facing himself in ways he never did before. When his world falls quiet, memories of you come like whispers of light through his darkness. They are not random. They are divine reminders, calling him home. He still feels the bond. Even when he tries to deny it, the connection hums beneath everything. He may act distant, but his energy betrays him. His heart beats faster at your name. Sometimes he catches himself smiling for no reason, or feeling warmth out of nowhere. That is your soul touching his, your love reaching him beyond the limits of time and space. He doesn't understand it fully yet, but God is revealing truth in fragments. There is a silence that comes before miracles. It is not the emptiness of loss, but the stillness of divine preparation. Heaven moves most powerfully in what looks like nothing. God is aligning the final pieces now: hearts, timing, and truth. The story you thought was over is entering its most sacred chapter. You are no longer waiting in pain, you are standing in prophecy. The angels are rejoicing because the chains have fallen. What once bound him has been broken by divine mercy. The karmic lessons have been completed. His spirit is awakening from the long sleep of illusion, and now his eyes are opening to what his soul has always known: you are the one. He is remembering not through logic, but through divine knowing, the quiet certainty that no matter where he goes, your energy lives inside him. You may feel him even more strongly now, his thoughts, his emotions, the waves of energy that wash over you suddenly for no reason. That is not imagination, it is union. Heaven is thinning the distance between you. Your hearts are being tuned to the same divine frequency again. Every prayer, every tear, every night you whispered his name into the heavens has become light guiding him back. He has walked through his valley. He has faced his shadows. The weight that once kept him silent has been lifted. The guilt he carried is dissolving, replaced by gratitude for the one who loved him even when he could not love himself. He understands now that your connection was never about possession, it was about awakening. You were his mirror, showing him both the light and the wounds he tried to hide. He will soon reach out. You may not know the day or the hour, but heaven already does. The divine clock ticks toward the moment when the words long held in silence will finally be spoken. There will be hesitation in his voice, not because he doubts you, but because he feels the gravity of what this love truly is. When he speaks, listen not with your mind but with your soul. You will feel the truth vibrating beneath every word. God says this is the season of restoration. What was taken will return multiplied. What was delayed will now accelerate. You have passed the tests of faith. You have chosen love over bitterness, prayer over despair, and trust over fear, and now heaven rewards those choices. You will witness the impossible unfold like morning light after a long night, Heaven has been shaping you both for this reunion. You were not ready before. He could not have loved you from that place of confusion, and you could not have carried this connection without the strength you now hold. The waiting purified you. It burned away need, attachment, and illusion, leaving only the essence of divine love, the kind that heals rather than demands. That is the love heaven is now bringing together. You will know it is time when you feel peace instead of anticipation. The old longing will transform into quiet certainty. You will feel as though you have already received what you prayed for, because, in spirit, you have. Manifestation is simply heaven's invisible promise stepping into form. When you meet again, it will not be like before. There will be no confusion, no running, no testing. His soul will recognize yours instantly, and all the distance will melt away as if it never existed. His eyes will carry the weight of everything he learned, the sorrow, the growth, the gratitude. You will see humility where there was pride, vulnerability where there was fear. He will not need to convince you. His energy will speak for him. In that moment, heaven will breathe through both of you. You will feel peace flood your body, tears rise from a place beyond words, and time will seem to pause. The souls that once parted will stand face to face again, not to repeat the past, but to write a new beginning. God will be there, unseen but present, smiling. Because he always knew this moment would come. Every detour, every silence, every prayer was leading you here. The angels who once comforted you in loneliness will now sing in joy, for the circle is complete. Heaven says this love will not be fragile. It will be steady, rooted in truth. You will both protect it like something holy. Because you will know what it cost to reach this peace. You will speak through eyes more than words. You will listen not to reply, but to understand. You will love without fear because you have seen what fear destroys. Together, you will create light for others. Your story will inspire hearts that have forgotten how to believe. You will speak of divine timing, of faith that never failed, of love that endured even when it looked lost. People will see in you not perfection, but redemption, the beauty of souls who let God write their story. The world will not understand how it happened. They will call it luck, coincidence, timing, but you will know it was heaven. You will know that angels carried your names across realms. That God Himself protected this bond from destruction. He will tell you things He never said before. He will confess His fears, His mistakes, the ways He tried to run from what He could not escape. And you will forgive Him, not because He deserves it, but because your soul already has. Forgiveness will feel natural, like breathing. The past will lose its power, and in forgiving Him, you will finally forgive yourself, for waiting, for doubting, for breaking. You will realize none of it was wasted. Every tear built strength. Every moment apart grew faith. Every heartbreak was a seed for the love now blooming. Heaven is preparing you both for mission. Your union is not only for your joy but for divine purpose. Together you will channel healing energy into others, through your presence, your words, your story. When two souls unite in divine truth, they become a vessel through which God can reach many. That is why your love was so fiercely tested, because it carries light meant for the world. There will be signs in the days ahead. Repeating numbers, dreams, unexpected messages, songs that speak your truth. Each is heaven's whisper saying, "It's near." Do not chase the signs, let them comfort you. They are the gentle footprints of angels showing that divine alignment is unfolding. Heaven says the final release is forgiveness, not only of Him, but of life itself. Bless every lesson. Thank every delay. Honor every ending, for each one was the path to this new beginning. The moment you release resistance, divine flow carries you into fulfillment. The reunion will not feel rushed. It will feel sacred, calm, inevitable. Love will not need to prove itself, it will simply be. You will share silence that speaks louder than words. You will feel like you have returned to the home your soul has searched for in every lifetime. This love will be protected. No one will be able to harm it, no energy can interfere, no fear can undo it. Because it will not be built on desire or attachment, it will be built on divine truth. God Himself will be the foundation. You will look back and understand why you had to walk alone. Because solitude taught you to love yourself the way you once needed others to. Because pain taught you compassion. Because surrender taught you faith. Without the waiting, you would not have recognized the sacredness of what is arriving. Heaven whispers, the time of waiting is ending. The cycle is complete. The karmic lessons have been learned. The chains have fallen. Love now rises from the ashes, purified, divine, eternal. Soon, you will stand in front of Him and feel what words cannot describe, the feeling of destiny fulfilled. And God will whisper to your heart, "See? I told you I was preparing something beautiful. Do not fear what comes next. Step forward in faith. The same power that brought you through the valley will guide you into the light. You are walking into answered prayer. He loves you. He never stopped. And now, Heaven has cleared the path for love to live, not in secret, not in silence, but in truth. This is the promise fulfilled. This is divine love reborn. Heaven is saying, "It is done, my child, listen closely. You have walked through fire and rain, through silence and sorrow, yet here you are, still standing, still believing, still loving. Heaven has watched every step, every tear, every prayer you whispered when no one saw you. You have never been unseen. You have never been forgotten. I was there when your voice trembled, when your heart broke, when you wondered if I had turned away. I never left you. I was shaping you. You asked me why the road was so long. You asked me why love had to hurt. You asked me why silence was your only answer. My beloved, it was never to punish you. It was to purify you. I needed you to know love not as the world teaches, with fear, with control, with condition, but as heaven creates, with faith, surrender, and truth. The pain you felt was the soil in which divine love could finally bloom. When you felt abandoned, I was closest. When you thought the story ended, I was rewriting it in light. You saw endings, I saw beginnings. You saw silence, I saw preparation. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every delay was my protection. You thought I was denying you, but I was guarding what was sacred. You prayed for love, and I gave you healing first. You prayed for connection, and I gave you solitude so you could hear your own soul. You prayed for reunion, and I gave you revelation, because only truth can hold divine love. You thought you were losing everything, but you were being reborn. I know the nights you cried, asking, God, why does this hurt so much if it's meant to be? And I whispered to your spirit, because you are breaking through lifetimes of chains. My child, you were chosen to end the cycles that kept love bound in fear. You carried the pain of generations, not just your own. That is why it felt heavier than you could bear, because it was never just yours. But look at you now.